Hi everyone, it's Elise. I am going to do my December currently inked right now, and I have my little beeswax candle going. I just ordered some of these on Amazon for like the Prime, or not Prime days, but Black Friday or whatever. I love beeswax candles. They are so comforting, and I have a little piece of washi tape here that Gail sent me. Thank you so much, Gail. This is so beautiful. I love it. And yeah, let's just hop right into it. Oh, I do have two inks in here from this year's ink vent. They are from the first half of the calendar, so if you don't want to see those, I hope you will come back and watch after the first half of the month. Last month I had several, so I thought it was worthwhile to separate them out, but this month there's just two. So I just want to keep them in with all the others. So I hope you guys understand, and I'm sorry if that's frustrating for you, but yeah. So let's get into it. The first one is the Twsbi Eco in Smoke Rose Gold. Let me zoom in here. Is this gonna focus? Is that focused? I guess so. I was having issues with my last video focusing. Okay, so this is one of those ink vent inks. I did alter it a little bit. It is the cranberry, and it had a pretty strong yellow sheen, but someone in the video of my ink vent video said that if you add drops of water to it, it cuts the sheen. And so I did that and it worked. So I'm really happy about that because I love this red base color. It's so bright and vibrant and beautiful. And that's what I wanted. Such a Christmassy color too. And yeah, it totally worked. And they said if adding the water makes the ink dry, you can just go ahead and add a little bit of white lightning, but I haven't experienced any dryness, so that's good. The second one is a carryover from last month, and it is the Admok M800, and it still is inked up with the ink that my daughter Arabella made. And she called it Blackberry Hoke. I don't know why. And that's exactly how she spelled it too. Okay, so I've been using this a lot, but there's still a lot left. So hopefully I can make a bigger dent in it this month. I had a lot of pens inked up last month, like over 20. And right now, this month, I only have 13. So that's good. I feel like 20 is just way too much. I feel like 10 to 15 is my sweet spot, but more and more lately, I've been wanting to kind of pare down and just focus on experiencing like less pens. Of course, I do always say that, and then I get a new ink or something like that, and I want to ink it up, and that's how I end up with 20 pens inked. So the next one is the Twsbi Diamond Mini in White Rose Gold. And this is inked up with an ink that I've had for a while but have never put in a pen, which now I realize is a shame because it's gorgeous. I thought it was darker than this. I think when I initially swatched it, it swatched like almost black, so that's why I never inked it up. But it is Van Diemen's Tortoiseshell, and it's from their Feline series. And it's just gorgeous. It's like this really dark plummy purple with a kind of, it looks like almost like a copper shimmer. It did clog this pen. I was actually doing this video and the pen was clogged and I had to start over, which was sad because I had this whole area like really cutely decorated. But anyway, so I had to run a brass shim through the tines and just kind of floss them to unblock the shimmer. It's this is a Twsbi Diamond Mini. I forgot to write diamond. I don't know why that happened because I have been using this pen a lot and I've had it inked for like a week now and haven't had any issues. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but this pen is notoriously a little bit iffy when it comes to shimmer. Like sometimes it's fine and sometimes it's not. So as long as I can floss it and it's fine again, I'm okay with that. But it is a really gorgeous color. The next one is the Twsbi Diamond Clear. You can see that blue shimmer there. Sorry, I keep having to manually focus now because it's not auto-focusing. But this is Diamine Winter Spice, and Gail sent this to me in an ink trade, and I'm so happy she did because I am loving this color. At first, I couldn't get the shimmer to really show on any papers, and I don't know if it was just like not like in the feed enough, but now I do see it whenever I write with it. But it's a more subtle shimmer, I think, than some other shimmers that I have used. But I get why people have always raved about this ink. I've always heard people like saying it's one of their favorite inks, and I just didn't really get why, but it is really quite cool. Like it's a really pretty brown base with this blue shimmer, and there's also a sheen, and it's just a really unique combination of colors. And it's doing well in this medium nib. It's quite wet actually. So yeah, I'll hold that up at the end so that we can look more at the shimmer, but you can kind of see it there. It's just so, so pretty. And now I really want to buy a bottle of it. Okay, the next one is one of the samples that I bought. I did make a video about inking up this pen, like a chatty video. This is the Jinhao 82 in a clear with sparkle demonstrator pen. Let me shut my window because there's kids playing outside and they're yelling. Okay. So yes, this is one of the samples that I purchased on Fountain Pen Day from Goulet Pens, and it is really gorgeous. It's Ferris wheel press, age of Orum, and it is in the Jinhao 82 with a fine Goulet nib. It has been performing really well. It is very shimmery, but also very wet. It flows really well in this fine nib. And I think it's like a cute match with this pen with all the gold and sparkles in there. So I'm enjoying that one a lot. Next is the Twsbi Diamond Smoke Rose Gold with an extra fine nib. I finally used up the Queen Sound Gold Mine in here, and I went with KWZ Honey. It's weird because I always thought KWZ Honey was a wet ink, but compared to the last few inks I've had in this pen, it feels kind of dry. So I don't know what's up with that, but it's still enjoyable. It's not like dry to the point where I don't want to write with it, but it just feels drier than the last few inks I've had in here. Twsbi Diamond Smoke Rose Gold, and this is an extra fine nib. So I didn't fill it too much. I filled it a little bit less than half, but I am liking that color for just like, I didn't really want to have like a bright yellow or a bright orange in this month's inks, but this I feel is kind of like, it makes me feel like I have some kind of a yellow in there. Okay, next is another carryover, and I am not going to unink this pen until it's done because it has what is my last little bit of Birmingham Pen Company Sandstone. And this is the Admoc M400 from AliExpress. It also has a Schmidt nib. But yeah, I love this ink. And it's an extra fine Schmidt nib. It is decently wet in here. I kind of wish I would have put it in a broader nib, but yeah, I am still really enjoying this combination. And I do still have quite a bit in there. I probably like from there to there, I have that much. So I feel like it'll last me for a while and I'm not mad about it. Okay, next I have an Inkvent ink from, I believe 2 years ago. Yeah, because it wasn't in last year. So I think it was the year before that. And I haven't used this since last winter. And I did have it inked up for several months in a Twsbi with a medium nib. And I loved it, but I didn't use it for the rest of the year, probably because I had it in a pen for so long that I got tired of it. But I was like, oh my gosh, I have to bring this out again because I have one of the big bottles of these. Same with the KWZ Honey, and I really want to use the bottles that I have. So, plus this I think is a great Christmas color. So this is Diamine Dusted Truffle. And it is a really nicely flowing ink, even in this extra fine nib, and it is a shimmer ink. It's just really a pleasure to write with. So this is the Asvine V126 extra fine, and it's clear. And look how wet that is. It's just so pretty. Diamine Dusted Truffle without the shimmer is kind of similar to Sandstone, but you can see here it is a lot darker. So yeah, but I really love both colors. Next is the Asvine P20, and this has a green combo, and it is a carryover from last month as well. So it is Diamine Pine Needle plus Monteverde Olivine, and sorry, I just got distracted. Asvine P20 with an extra fine nib. Really nice festive kind of green color. I still have a lot in here as well. Let's see. I can't really tell how much I have left, but I have a lot. So I wanted to keep that green going because I do feel like that's a pretty festive green, and it has this really pretty shimmer. Again, I'll hold it up in a little bit so that you can see that shimmer. But the next one is another pen that I haven't had inked up in a really long time. I had this inked up with Diamine Seasons Greetings last year for, again, several months. I think even to the beginning of this year. I think I had it inked up in like December, January, February, maybe. And we're going to go through my ink book to see, you know, the inks that I've used this year and stuff. So we will see that. But I haven't used this pen since then. I love this pen. This is my favorite Kaweco Sport that I have. I have several, but this nib is just chef's kiss. It's like the smoothest, juiciest fine nib. Plus, we know how I love the combo of white and gold. And I do have a mixture in here that includes Seasons Greetings. So apparently that's like a forever match for me. But I did want like a deep pine kind of forest green. So I put Monteverde, Jade, Noir. And then I didn't like it for some reason, so I added a little bit of Diamine Seasons Greetings. I think I wanted a little bit of like the bluish kind of teal tint. Anyways, I love the way that color came out. I think it's so, so pretty and exactly what I was like envisioning. So Kaweco Sport, fine, white. And there we go. I need to get some other nibs for my other Kawecos because I don't use them because their nibs are not great, but I just love this pen so, so much. It's just, oh, I love it. And I think it goes, I mean, it would go with anything, but I think it goes well with a green ink. Okay, next one is the other Inkvent ink from this year, and it's in the Benu Talisman. It is a shimmer ink, so let me mix it up. And I am so, so, so pleasantly surprised at this ink. When I swatched it for the Inkvent video, I did think it was pretty, to be sure. but I wasn't like blown away by it. And in this pen, I am a little bit blown away by the beauty of that shimmer. I don't know if you can see that right now, but like, holy cow, it's so pretty. So this is Diamine Snow Globe. And it's Ink Vent 24. And it does feel a tad bit dry in the Benu, probably because of the shimmer, but not too bad. It's just drier than the other inks that I've had in here, but it still like writes well. It hasn't clogged at all. It just feels like a finer line. But oh my goodness, this ink is so pretty. It's like a blurple kind of base with, I believe it's a chameleon ink, but it has like this really pretty lighter blue shimmer. And we'll see if we can see if it's a chameleon ink when I hold it up, but it just, oh my gosh, it has a gorgeous appearance in the pen. So that's something that I need to remind myself is like, inks can look a lot different in the pen than they do in a swatch. The ink I had in here before this was Blizzard from last year's ink vent, and I wasn't crazy about that ink either, but when I put it in this pen, it looked like a deeper, darker blue just in the pen and in writing, and it was really pretty. Like, I really enjoyed it, and I had never inked it up before that. So I need to like remember that I need to put these inks in pens before I write them off as something that I'm not going to like. Okay, and then the next one is this Asvine. I'm shaking it up to get the shimmer distributed. This is another ink vent ink from a previous year. I think it was probably like 2 or 3 years ago, but this is Diamine Happy Holidays, and this is really pretty. It has a pretty shimmer and also a sheen. It's like a reddish sheen with I don't know what color the shimmer is, but it's really, really pretty. I think it would be prettier. I think it would show off more in a broader nib, but I do just love this Asvine nib. So even though all my Asvine nibs are extra fine, this one is the wettest. And I don't know if it's because the flow is better in this because the vacuum seal piece broke, which I actually wish they would all break off. I need to learn how to disassemble these pens so I can just remove it because I prefer it without the vacuum function. Like you can just remove like the whole grip section and fill it that way like an eyedropper. And I like that better. But anyways, I digress. This one broke happily. And I think it just flows a little better, but this nib is just the wettest. So I prefer this Asvine over all of my Asvines, even though they're all wonderful writers. I don't know if you can start to see a bit of that red sheen in there, but oh my gosh, loving that combo as well. And I have like half a barrel in there, so that's gonna last me. I need to really like get back onto transcribing and using these pens for things other than planning and journaling because I just don't do enough writing to use them up. So, all right, this is my last pen, and it is Diamine Astral, which is a black ink with shimmer. Here it is right here. You can see that shimmer. But I also just refilled it with another black ink. It's called X Musk, so plus X Musk Black. It came with the X Musk pen from Amazon. I don't know, I've never heard of this brand before, but it came with the pen and this black ink. And when I inked up that pen with its ink when I first got it, I remember thinking the black ink was really wet. So I wanted something just a little bit more plain black without so much shimmer. That's why I didn't just add more Astral. And I like it. But the Astral is such a dark black base that I kind of want to get a bottle of it and just not use the shimmer, not draw up the shimmer, because I really love how wet it is and just how black it is. It's a really black. So yeah. So that is all of them. Now let me hold them up so we can see. First of all, let's zoom out. So there they all are. I like the gradient. I like the, what happened to that swatch? I like the color selection. I like that there's not too many. I think I have just like the perfect combo of pens this month, but let's go ahead and let me get this focused. Okay. So we have that cranberry. Hold on, let me focus it again. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then we have Arabella's Mix, which you can see all that shimmer in. Van Diemen's Tortoiseshell has that really pretty shimmer. It's almost like the shimmer is multicolored. I can't really pin down what color it is. I see gold, I see blue, I see kind of like a silver champagne color. I wish it was easier to capture on camera, but it is that really pretty with like that plum purple base. Then we have Diamine Winter Spice, and can you see? I know you can see that. I really hope you can see that blue shimmer. And it's like pretty evident in the writing as well. I'm not really picking up a ton of sheen right now, but definitely seeing that blue shimmer. So that is just such a cool ink. I am very tempted to get a bottle of that as well. And then we have Ferris Wheel Press Age of Orum, which is very in your face golden brown with a gold shimmer. Super, super pretty. Very festive. Gonna be good for New Year's as well. Then we have KWZ Honey. Nothing too crazy there. Birmingham Pen Company, another standard ink, Sandstone, love it. Then we have Diamine Dusted Truffle, which is this beautiful grayish color with silver shimmer. And we have Diamine Pine Needle mixed with Monteverde Olivine, a really pretty green. And then Monteverde Jade Noir with Diamine Season's Greetings. Season's Greetings does have a bit of sheen, but I'm not seeing any, probably because it's just mixed and it's not really going to show. But all right, Diamine Snow Globe. Do we see this? Like, what in the world? All right, let me see if I can tell if it is a chameleon. I'm just going to kind of like try and shift it in the light to see if I see any other color other than this like light blue shimmer. It's just so twinkly. It's like twinkly stars. It is so, so pretty. And it's like distributed all throughout. Like it's, oh my gosh. Reminds me of Ariel's dress when she came out of the ocean at the end. Anyways, okay, then we have Diamine Happy Holidays, and we can see that red sheen in there pretty clearly in the writing. And I can't even really like clearly see what color the shimmer is, but it's pretty. It's just really, really pretty. I feel like it's so hard to capture on camera. And then we have Diamine Astral, which you can definitely see some of that shimmer in there, but was just going for like a black. So there we have it. Would love to hear what you guys think of these colors. What inks and pens are you excited about for this month? I'm so happy to see people are coming out with their currently inked for the month. I'm eating them up, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.